Hello friends, welcome to the book summary. In this video, we will see the detailed book summary of Alibaba, the house that Jack Ma built, written by Duncan Clark. Before entering the book summary, kindly like the video and subscribe to our channel. Book's link is given in the description. You can buy it from Amazon. Let's start. Alibaba, the house that Jack Ma built, is a biography of the Chinese businessman, Jack Ma, and the story of how he built one of the world's most successful e-commerce companies, Alibaba. The book, written by Duncan Clark, provides an in-depth look at Ma's personal and professional life, as well as the challenges and triumphs he faced in building his empire. Introduction. Alibaba, the house that Jack Ma built, is a fascinating biography of Jack Ma, the founder of Alibaba Group, one of the world's largest e-commerce companies. Written by Duncan Clark, a China expert and close friend of Ma's, this book provides a compelling account of Ma's personal and professional journey, as well as the challenges and triumphs he faced in building his business empire. Ma's story begins in Hangzhou, China, where he grew up in humble surroundings and struggled with academics. Despite these challenges, Ma was determined to succeed, and after learning English and traveling to the United States, he discovered the potential of the internet for business. He returned to China and founded Alibaba Group, which grew from a small startup to a global powerhouse, with multiple business units and a market capitalization in the hundreds of billions of dollars. Throughout the book, Clark provides valuable insights into the cultural, economic, and political factors that have shaped Ma's life and the growth of his company. He also explores the challenges that Ma faced as a public figure, such as criticism from the media and pressure from the Chinese government. Alibaba, the house that Jack Ma built, is a must-read for anyone interested in the intersection of technology and commerce in the global marketplace. Clark's engaging prose and deep knowledge of China and its business landscape make this book a compelling and informative read for entrepreneurs, business leaders, and anyone seeking to understand the rise of one of the world's most successful companies. Chapter 1, The Iron Triangle. Chapter 1 of Alibaba, the house that Jack Ma built, is titled The Iron Triangle and introduces the reader to Jack Ma, his family, and his upbringing in Hangzhou, China. The chapter begins with a description of Hangzhou, a city known for its beauty and prosperity. The author notes that Hangzhou has been a hub of commerce for centuries, and that it was the perfect place for Ma to grow up and develop his entrepreneurial spirit. The chapter then introduces Ma's parents, who were both performers in a local theater troupe. Ma's father was known as the Dragon Slayer, a nickname earned from his performance in a traditional Chinese drama. Ma's mother was a traditional Chinese musician and singer. Despite their artistic talents, Ma's parents struggled financially, and Ma grew up in a modest home with few luxuries. The author describes Ma's childhood as one of struggle and adversity. Ma was not a good student and failed the national college entrance exam twice. However, he was determined to succeed and eventually found his passion in English language and literature. Ma was fascinated by the stories and culture of the Western world, and he was determined to learn English so he could understand and connect with people from other cultures. Ma eventually graduated from Hangzhou Teachers College and became an English teacher, a job he held for several years. During this time, he also became involved in martial arts, which he saw as a way to build confidence and discipline. The chapter ends with Ma's decision to start his own business, a translation company called China Pages. Ma was inspired by the potential of the internet for business and saw an opportunity to connect Chinese companies with the rest of the world. However, he faced significant challenges in getting his business off the ground, including a lack of capital and a lack of experience in running a business. Overall, Chapter 1 of Alibaba, the house that Jack Ma built, provides a detailed and engaging introduction to Jack Ma and his upbringing in Hangzhou. The chapter sets the stage for Ma's eventual success as an entrepreneur and provides valuable insights into the cultural and economic factors that shaped his life and his business philosophy. Chapter 2, Jack Magic. Chapter 2 of Alibaba, the house that Jack Ma built, is titled Jack Magic and delves deeper into Jack Ma's early years as an entrepreneur, including his founding of the online marketplace, Alibaba. The chapter begins with Ma's early attempts at entrepreneurship, including his translation company, China Pages. Despite his passion and determination, China Pages failed to take off, and Ma eventually moved on to other ventures. He worked for a government agency and later founded a company called Alibaba, which focused on website design and development. Ma's big break came when he was invited to visit the United States in 1995 as part of a delegation of Chinese entrepreneurs. While in the US, Ma was introduced to the internet, which was still in its infancy at the time. Ma was immediately fascinated by the potential of the internet for business, and he returned to China with a new sense of purpose. In 1999, Ma founded Alibaba, an online marketplace designed to connect Chinese manufacturers with buyers around the world. The name Alibaba was chosen because it was easy to remember and had a universal appeal. Ma believed that Alibaba could be the key to unlocking the potential of China's manufacturing sector and connecting it with the rest of the world. The chapter then describes the early days of Alibaba, which were marked by significant challenges and setbacks. Ma struggled to attract investors and initially had difficulty convincing Chinese manufacturers to use the platform. However, Ma's persistence and vision eventually paid off, and Alibaba began to gain traction. The chapter concludes with a description of Ma's leadership style, which was characterized by a willingness to take risks, an ability to inspire and motivate others, and a deep commitment to his vision for Alibaba. Ma's leadership style became known as Jack Magic, a term coined by his colleagues to describe the seemingly inexplicable success that he was able to achieve. Overall, Chapter 2 of Alibaba, The House That Jack Ma Built provides a detailed and engaging account of Ma's early years as an entrepreneur and his founding of Alibaba. The chapter highlights Ma's vision, persistence, and leadership, which would become key factors in Alibaba's eventual success. Chapter 3, From Student to Teacher. Chapter 3 of Alibaba, The House That Jack Ma Built is titled From Student to Teacher and focuses on Jack Ma's experiences teaching and studying in the United States. The chapter begins with Ma's decision to apply to study in the US, which he saw as a way to gain exposure to new ideas and technologies. Ma applied to several universities and was eventually accepted into a program at the University of Kansas. Ma's time in the US was a transformative experience, and he describes it as a time of personal and intellectual growth. Ma was exposed to new ideas and ways of thinking, and he began to see the world in a different way. He also struggled with homesickness and a sense of alienation, which he channeled into his studies. After completing his degree, Ma returned to China and began teaching at a university in Hangzhou. Ma saw teaching as a way to give back to his community and to share the knowledge and experiences he had gained in the US. However, Ma quickly became disillusioned with the state of education in China, which he felt was overly focused on rote memorization and lacked creativity and critical thinking. Ma eventually left teaching and founded his first company, China Pages, which he hoped would help to bridge the gap between China and the rest of the world. However, as discussed in the previous chapter, China Pages struggled to gain traction, and Ma was forced to move on to other ventures. The chapter concludes with a description of Ma's decision to found Alibaba, which he saw as a way to address some of the challenges he had encountered in his previous business ventures. Ma believed that Alibaba could help to connect Chinese manufacturers with buyers around the world and promote greater economic cooperation between China and the rest of the world. Overall, Chapter 3 of Alibaba, The House That Jack Ma Built provides a detailed and engaging account of Ma's experiences studying and teaching in the US and his decision to found Alibaba. The chapter highlights Ma's passion for education and his commitment to promoting greater economic cooperation between China and the rest of the world. Chapter 4, Hope and Coming to America. Chapter 4 of Alibaba, The House That Jack Ma Built is titled Hope and Coming to America and focuses on Jack Ma's efforts to attract investors and build Alibaba into a successful company. The chapter begins with Ma's decision to seek investment from the US-based investment firm, Goldman Sachs. Ma believed that Goldman Sachs could help Alibaba to access capital and expertise, and he traveled to New York to pitch the company to potential investors. Ma's pitch was successful, and Alibaba was able to secure a significant investment from Goldman Sachs. However, Ma's success was short-lived, as the dot-com bubble burst shortly thereafter, causing many internet companies to fail. Despite the difficult economic climate, Ma remained determined to build Alibaba into a successful company. He returned to China and focused on building relationships with manufacturers and buyers, as well as developing Alibaba's platform and technology. Ma's efforts began to pay off, and Alibaba began to attract more users and customers. However, the company still faced significant challenges, including a lack of infrastructure and a difficult regulatory environment. Ma continued to work tirelessly to promote Alibaba and build the company's brand. He traveled around the world, meeting with potential customers and investors and promoting Alibaba's vision of connecting China with the rest of the world. The chapter concludes with a description of Ma's decision to take Alibaba public, which was seen as a major milestone for the company. Ma saw the IPO as a way to raise capital and build Alibaba's reputation, and he worked tirelessly to prepare for the offering. Overall, Chapter 4 of Alibaba, The House That Jack Ma Built provides a detailed and engaging account of Ma's efforts to build Alibaba into a successful company. The chapter highlights Ma's persistence and determination, as well as the challenges and setbacks he faced along the way. Chapter 5, China is Coming On. Chapter 5 of Alibaba, the house that Jack Ma built is titled China is Coming On and focuses on Alibaba's growth in the early 2000s, as well as the broader changes taking place in China's economy and society. The chapter begins with a description of the challenges Alibaba faced as it continued to expand its platform and attract more users. One of the key challenges was building trust among buyers and sellers, which Ma believed was essential to the company's success. Ma also recognized the importance of building Alibaba's brand and reputation, both in China and around the world. He worked tirelessly to promote the company and its vision of connecting China with the rest of the world. The chapter then turns to a broader discussion of the changes taking place in China's economy and society. China was undergoing a period of rapid growth and development, driven in part by the government's emphasis on modernization and economic reform. Alibaba was well positioned to take advantage of these changes, as it offered a way for Chinese manufacturers to access global markets and connect with buyers around the world. However, the company also faced significant challenges, including competition from other e-commerce platforms and a rapidly evolving regulatory environment. Despite these challenges, Alibaba continued to grow and expand, and the company went public in 2014 in what was one of the largest IPOs in history. The IPO was seen as a major milestone for both Alibaba and China's economy, and it helped to cement Ma's reputation as a visionary entrepreneur. The chapter concludes with a discussion of the broader implications of Alibaba's success, including its impact on China's economy and society. Alibaba was seen as a symbol of China's growing economic power and its increasing integration into the global economy. Overall, Chapter 5 of Alibaba, the house that Jack Ma built provides a detailed and engaging account of Alibaba's growth in the early 2000s, as well as the broader changes taking place in China's economy and society. The chapter highlights Ma's vision and leadership, as well as the challenges and opportunities presented by China's rapidly evolving economy. Chapter 6, Bubble and Birth. Chapter 6 of Alibaba, the house that Jack Ma built is titled Bubble and Birth and focuses on Alibaba's growth and development in the years leading up to its IPO in 2014. The chapter begins with a discussion of the challenges Alibaba faced as it continued to expand its platform and attract more users. One of the key challenges was building trust among buyers and sellers, which Ma believed was essential to the company's success. Ma also recognized the importance of building Alibaba's brand and reputation, both in China and around the world. He worked tirelessly to promote the company and its vision of connecting China with the rest of the world. The chapter then turns to a broader discussion of the changes taking place in China's economy and society. China was undergoing a period of rapid growth and development, driven in part by the government's emphasis on modernization and economic reform. Alibaba was well positioned to take advantage of these changes, as it offered a way for Chinese manufacturers to access global markets and connect with buyers around the world. However, the company also faced significant challenges, including competition from other e-commerce platforms and a rapidly evolving regulatory environment. Despite these challenges, Alibaba continued to grow and expand, and the company went public in 2014 in what was one of the largest IPOs in history. The IPO was seen as a major milestone for both Alibaba and China's economy, and it helped to cement Ma's reputation as a visionary entrepreneur. The chapter concludes with a discussion of the broader implications of Alibaba's success, including its impact on China's economy and society. Alibaba was seen as a symbol of China's growing economic power and its increasing integration into the global economy. Overall, Chapter 6 of Alibaba, the house that Jack Ma built provides a detailed and engaging account of Alibaba's growth in the years leading up to its IPO in 2014. The chapter highlights Ma's vision and leadership, as well as the challenges and opportunities presented by China's rapidly evolving economy. Chapter 7, Backers, Goldman and SoftBank. Chapter 7 of Alibaba, the house that Jack Ma built is titled Backers, Goldman and SoftBank and focuses on the role that major investors like Goldman Sachs and SoftBank played in Alibaba's growth and success. The chapter begins with a discussion of Goldman Sachs' decision to invest in Alibaba in 1999, when the company was still in its early stages. The investment helped to give Alibaba credibility and allowed the company to continue to grow and expand. The chapter then turns to a discussion of SoftBank's investment in Alibaba, which came several years later. SoftBank was already a major player in the global technology industry, and its investment in Alibaba helped to give the company even more credibility and visibility. Ma worked closely with both Goldman Sachs and SoftBank to help grow Alibaba and expand its global reach. He recognized the importance of building relationships with these key investors, and he worked tirelessly to promote Alibaba and its vision of connecting China with the rest of the world. The chapter concludes with a discussion of the broader implications of Alibaba's success and the role that major investors played in helping the company to achieve its goals. Alibaba was seen as a symbol of China's growing economic power, and its success helped to cement Ma's reputation as a visionary entrepreneur. Overall, Chapter 7 of Alibaba, The House That Jack Ma Built provides a detailed and engaging account of the role that major investors like Goldman Sachs and SoftBank played in Alibaba's growth and success. The chapter highlights Ma's vision and leadership, as well as the challenges and opportunities presented by China's rapidly evolving economy. Chapter 8, Burst and Back to China. Chapter 8 of Alibaba, The House That Jack Ma Built is titled Burst and Back to China and focuses on the challenges that Alibaba faced in the wake of the dot-com bubble and the company's decision to refocus its efforts on the Chinese market. The chapter begins with a discussion of the dot-com bubble and its impact on Alibaba and other technology companies. As the bubble burst, many companies struggled to survive, and Alibaba was no exception. Ma recognized that the company needed to refocus its efforts on the Chinese market, which was still largely untapped at the time. He worked tirelessly to promote Alibaba and its vision of connecting Chinese businesses with the rest of the world. The chapter then turns to a discussion of the challenges that Alibaba faced in China, including competition from other e-commerce platforms and a rapidly evolving regulatory environment. Despite these challenges, Alibaba continued to grow and expand, and the company eventually became the dominant player in China's e-commerce industry. Ma's vision and leadership were critical to Alibaba's success in China, as he recognized the importance of building relationships with key stakeholders and navigating the complex regulatory environment. He also worked to build a strong team of executives and employees who shared his vision and values. The chapter concludes with a discussion of the broader implications of Alibaba's success and the role that the company played in shaping China's economy and society. Alibaba was seen as a symbol of China's growing economic power, and its success helped to cement Ma's reputation as a visionary entrepreneur. Overall, Chapter 8 of Alibaba, The House That Jack Ma Built provides a detailed and engaging account of the challenges that Alibaba faced in the wake of the dot-com bubble and the company's decision to refocus its efforts on the Chinese market. The chapter highlights Ma's vision and leadership, as well as the challenges and opportunities presented by China's rapidly evolving economy. Chapter 9, Born Again, Taobao and the Humiliation of eBay. Chapter 9 of Alibaba, The House That Jack Ma Built is titled Born Again, Taobao and the Humiliation of eBay and focuses on Alibaba's creation of Taobao, its online marketplace that went on to dominate the Chinese e-commerce industry and defeat eBay in China. The chapter begins with a discussion of the challenges that Alibaba faced in the early 2000s, including competition from other e-commerce platforms and a lack of trust among Chinese consumers. In response, Ma and his team decided to create a new online marketplace, Taobao, that would focus on the needs of Chinese consumers and businesses. Taobao quickly became popular among Chinese consumers, who appreciated its user-friendly interface, low prices, and emphasis on customer service. The platform also attracted a wide range of businesses, including small and medium-sized enterprises, which helped to fuel its growth. The chapter then turns to a discussion of eBay's attempt to enter the Chinese market through its acquisition of eachnet. eBay initially had some success in China, but it was quickly outmaneuvered by Taobao, which offered a more tailored and responsive experience for Chinese consumers and businesses. Ma and his team recognized the importance of building trust and relationships with Chinese consumers and businesses, and they worked tirelessly to create a platform that met their needs. Taobao's success helped to cement Alibaba's dominance in the Chinese e-commerce industry and paved the way for the company's future growth and expansion. The chapter concludes with a discussion of the broader implications of Taobao's success and the role that Alibaba played in shaping China's e-commerce industry. Alibaba was seen as a symbol of China's growing economic power, and its success helped to further cement Ma's reputation as a visionary entrepreneur. Overall, Chapter 9 of Alibaba, The House That Jack Ma Built provides a detailed and engaging account of Alibaba's creation of Taobao and its defeat of eBay in China. The chapter highlights Ma's vision and leadership, as well as the challenges and opportunities presented by China's rapidly evolving economy and consumer landscape. Chapter 10, Yahoo's Billion-Dollar Bet. Chapter 10 of Alibaba, The House That Jack Ma Built is titled Yahoo's Billion-Dollar Bet and focuses on Yahoo's investment in Alibaba, which played a crucial role in the company's growth and development. The chapter begins with a discussion of the challenges that Alibaba faced in the mid-2000s, including a lack of funding and competition from other e-commerce platforms. To help address these challenges, Ma began looking for investors who could provide the company with the resources and expertise it needed to grow. Yahoo, which was looking to expand its business in China, eventually emerged as a potential investor in Alibaba. After months of negotiations, Yahoo agreed to invest $1 billion in Alibaba for a 40% stake in the company. The chapter then turns to a discussion of the implications of Yahoo's investment in Alibaba. For Alibaba, the investment provided much-needed capital and expertise, allowing the company to expand its business and compete more effectively with other e-commerce platforms. For Yahoo, the investment was seen as a way to gain a foothold in the rapidly growing Chinese market. However, the relationship between Alibaba and Yahoo was not always smooth. The two companies had different priorities and cultures, and there were frequent disagreements over strategy and management. Despite these challenges, however, the partnership between Alibaba and Yahoo continued to grow and evolve over time. The chapter concludes with a discussion of the broader implications of Yahoo's investment in Alibaba. The investment helped to raise Alibaba's profile and credibility, both in China and internationally, and paved the way for the company's eventual IPO in 2014. It also highlighted the growing importance of the Chinese market and the role that Alibaba played in shaping China's e-commerce industry. Overall, Chapter 10 of Alibaba, The House That Jack Ma Built provides a detailed and engaging account of Yahoo's investment in Alibaba and its implications for both companies. The chapter highlights the challenges and opportunities presented by the rapidly evolving Chinese market, as well as the importance of strategic partnerships and collaboration in building successful businesses. Chapter 11, Growing Pains. Chapter 11 of Alibaba, The House That Jack Ma Built is titled Growing Pains and describes Alibaba's struggles with managing its rapid growth and maintaining its culture and values. The chapter begins with a discussion of Alibaba's meteoric rise to success in the late 2000s and early 2010s. The company's expansion into new markets and new product categories brought with it a host of new challenges, including the need to manage a rapidly growing workforce, maintain quality control, and adapt to changing consumer preferences. One of the key challenges facing Alibaba during this time was how to maintain its unique corporate culture and values as it grew. As the company expanded, there was a risk that it would lose the entrepreneurial spirit and innovative mindset that had been the driving force behind its success. To address these challenges, Alibaba adopted a number of strategies, including investing in employee training and development, promoting transparency and openness, and encouraging collaboration and teamwork. The company also focused on building a strong corporate culture that emphasized innovation, creativity, and customer centricity. Despite these efforts, however, Alibaba continued to face challenges as it grew. The company struggled with quality control issues and faced criticism from consumers and regulators over the sale of counterfeit goods on its platforms. In addition, there were concerns about the company's corporate governance practices and its relationship with the Chinese government. The chapter concludes with a discussion of how Alibaba is addressing these challenges and working to maintain its culture and values as it continues to grow. The company has made a number of changes to its operations and management practices, including the creation of a dedicated department to address quality control issues and the establishment of a new code of conduct for employees. Overall, Chapter 11 of Alibaba, The House That Jack Ma Built provides a detailed and insightful account of the challenges faced by Alibaba as it continues to grow and expand its business. The chapter highlights the importance of maintaining a strong corporate culture and values, as well as the need to be responsive to changing market conditions and consumer preferences. Chapter 12, Icon or Icarus. Chapter 12 of Alibaba, The House That Jack Ma Built is titled Icon or Icarus, and explores the role of Jack Ma as the public face of Alibaba and his growing influence in China and around the world. The chapter begins by describing Ma's rise to fame and influence, including his appearances on international stages such as the World Economic Forum and the Davos Conference. Ma's outspoken and often controversial views on topics such as globalization and innovation have made him a media darling and a sought-after speaker. However, as Alibaba's success has grown, so too has the scrutiny of Ma and the company. The chapter describes the various controversies and challenges that Alibaba has faced in recent years, including accusations of counterfeiting and criticism over the company's governance practices. Despite these challenges, Ma has continued to be a vocal advocate for Alibaba and its mission to help small businesses thrive. The chapter explores Ma's vision for the company and his belief that technology can be a force for good in the world. At the same time, the chapter also acknowledges the risks associated with Ma's growing influence and the potential for Alibaba to become too powerful. The chapter describes the delicate balance that the company must strike between maintaining its entrepreneurial spirit and innovation while also complying with regulatory requirements and maintaining the trust of consumers and investors. The chapter concludes with a discussion of Ma's legacy and the impact that he has had on the Chinese business landscape. Despite the challenges that Alibaba has faced in recent years, Ma remains a respected and admired figure in China and around the world. Overall, Chapter 12 of Alibaba, The House That Jack Ma Built provides a detailed and nuanced analysis of the challenges and opportunities facing Alibaba and its founder as the company continues to grow and expand its business. The chapter highlights the importance of balancing innovation and growth with regulatory compliance and ethical business practices, and underscores the critical role that Ma has played in shaping Alibaba's success. Conclusion. In the conclusion of Alibaba, The House That Jack Ma Built, author Duncan Clark reflects on the remarkable journey of Alibaba and its founder, Jack Ma. He highlights the lessons that can be learned from the company's success, as well as the challenges and risks associated with operating in China's complex business and political environment. Clark notes that Alibaba has defied expectations and disrupted traditional models of commerce, creating a new ecosystem that has transformed the way that people shop and do business in China and beyond. He credits much of the company's success to Ma's vision and leadership, as well as the entrepreneurial spirit and perseverance of the thousands of employees who have helped to build the company over the years. At the same time, Clark acknowledges the controversies and challenges that Alibaba has faced along the way, including accusations of counterfeiting, concerns over governance practices, and regulatory hurdles. He notes that these challenges have only intensified in recent years as the Chinese government has cracked down on big tech companies and tightened its control over the internet. Despite these challenges, Clark believes that Alibaba is well positioned to continue its growth and success in the years ahead. He notes the company's diverse portfolio of businesses, its investment in cutting-edge technologies such as artificial intelligence and cloud computing, and its strong brand recognition and reputation in China and beyond. However, Clark also warns that Alibaba must remain vigilant and continue to adapt to the changing business and political landscape in China. He notes that the company's success has also brought increased scrutiny and expectations from regulators, investors, and consumers, and that Alibaba must work hard to maintain its reputation for ethical business practices and innovation. Overall, Alibaba, The House That Jack Ma Built provides a fascinating and detailed account of one of the most successful and influential companies of our time. It offers valuable insights into the challenges and opportunities of operating in China's rapidly evolving business environment, as well as the key factors that have driven Alibaba's success. Thank you for watching. Kindly like, comment and share this video with your friends and family. Don't forget to subscribe our channel. Book's link is given in the description. You can buy it from Amazon.
The Financial Freedom is the book written by me. In this book, I explained the pillars of personal finance and step-by-step guide to achieve the financial freedom. In this book, I have explained how rich get richer and poor get poorer with examples. Also, I have explained how much money required to achieve financial freedom using 4% rule. This book's link is given in the description. You can buy the book using that link.